Alrighty, it looks like I got more things in view. Current material is softer than pleather and cooler. Current temperature is 87, feels like 90. And the humidity, we ain't even going to talk about the humidity. I'm in the South. Um, I've taken out all the suitcases. This is my last two. I had 4. Yeah, 3, 4. These 2, this one is for art supplies. That one is basically my trunk. So all my tools, my jumper cables, stuff like that go in there. I may be rearranging that depending on what I can fit where. My next step is to move the pillows and the mattress out of the way, pull out those pieces of wood that I had underneath. I had 72 inches worth because my mattress is 72 inches. And basically, and 30 wide. So basically each of my boards is 24 inches deep by 30 wide. I may be able to get away with a 24-inch wide, but I have not really checked it out yet. I may have to turn my board sideways so I can check that out before I go cutting on mattress. And when you're cutting foam, if you have an electric bread knife, it works wonderful, carving knife, but just a bread knife will work. I cut down once a king size mattress, foam mattress, no springs or anything, but I cut down a king size mattress. It worked just fine. So there you go. Use a bread knife. Something about the serrated edges. And the steak knives, most of them are just too wimpy to use because they don't hold their form. They bend and move on you, and you'll end up with a mattress that goes kind of like that, which isn't fun to try and get sheets on. But I'm going to get started. Of course, I've got my license blocked, so I don't have to worry about editing it out. I'm just going to start by putting these over there out of my way. Both of these were in my bedroom in the fire, and though I've tried to wash them off with dish soap and hydrogen peroxide and everything, they're stained forever. Their only hope is, they're usable, and that's what counts right now. But eventually I'll decoupage over them with some books or some clothing or, old clothing or something like that and make them pretty. Ay, ay, ay. Don't you even think about it. Yeah. This works so much better when the rag is wet. So, since that one almost fell off on me, I'll be right back. I don't know if you can see my cooler, but I have learned that if you let your ice melt and you put these in there, it will keep these cool for days and days. You could just keep switching them in and out. Even though your ice is melted and it feels like it's getting warm, what have you, it's still cooler in the cooler. I'm going to have to go around and come out that way to get that. So hold on. Well, I'm in here. I'm going to take advantage and I'm going to grab another drink because on days like this, it's better to put in more. If you even feel thirsty, drink. The heat will all wick out your cells, your pores, and if you don't refill that water, then you're going to have problems. Usually on the hottest days like this, if I get to feeling like I don't want to drink water, that's the time when I will make myself something with electrolytes, because that's the time my body is telling me you're dehydrated and you need to do something about it, and you need to do it now. Okie doke. Leave this out there because it's a good for a sweat rag. I mean, I know it's really just a car rag. It's a micro fleece thing, but it works. Oh, push you down. Okay. In here, I've been using these milk crates, trying to get them to work for me. Haven't quite figured out how, because they bend. They're not as strong as the old milk crates that I grew up with. So I don't know if you can see that from there, but that is so bent and warped out of shape. It may work for some things, but it does not work as a bed support. Okay, let me go around there and pull that stuff out. Okay, you can do this, Donna. Where's my handle? The plastic smell from just uncovering these things is really rough. But yeah, you can see how this has bowed out. I'm just going to move them out of the way for now. I'm going to take them and try to jerry rig basically a bookshelf of sorts. So I can put little cubby baskets and such in there and be able to fit my stuff without having any real weight on them. Those that are the most bent out of shape, I'll use on the top, because I can turn them right side up and just put stuff on top in them instead of on the side of them, if that makes any sense. Oh, there. I'm going to take this opportunity and I am going to unpin my sheet. It is so much easier to do when it's out like this than it is to try and do it in there. And basically I'm doing that because I like the feel of the sheet over the feel of the foam. The foam itself makes me sweat. And if you're a woman my age, you know what it means to sweat at night. It ain't no fun. So, me and all of my containers or shirts with pins in them, I've done it since I had babies in diapers, so it's nothing new. Oh, come on, you. I made that one a little bit too tight because you can see that the rust is on my sheet there a little bit. I hope you can see that anyhow. I don't know. But got it out, tore my sheet slightly. So you're better to go loose on this than you are strong. I really can't wait for that extension to get here. I don't get to order it till tomorrow, which of course makes me want it now. Oh, sometimes it's a real pain having to wait for something and not just have it now, but that's okay. That's life. It's part of learning to budget. Okadoke Arkachofa, which, for those of you that don't speak Spanish, that means okie dokie artichoke. Okay. Wow, this is dirty. I definitely want to make a fitted sheet. Oh, that doesn't work well. Let's try adding this. Nope, that ain't gonna work either. Never mind. I'll just sit over here. Now, if I can remember what I was gonna say. You can tell how grody this is. That's 1 month of sweating in this heat. Definitely want to make sheets that I can just put over top and then remove them once a week when I do my laundry, because that's just too long and it's grody. I think that they are called, this mattress width and size length is called a cot mattress. So there should sell sheets to match, but I haven't found them yet. If anybody finds them, please put the link down in the comment section. And hopefully they will be something that's affordable, because I don't have my sewing machine to go making some today, this trip. Okay, next I'm going to step on this side. I'm going to verify that you can actually see me on that side first. I'm going to take all of these out, and then I'm going to put everything that is in them into a bag, so that if I don't finish this by tonight, I'm not rushing just to try and get it in the vehicle. Okay, let me see what you can see. Kind of hard to see with the sun blocking the light, or blocking the screen, but we'll do what we can do. It looks like you can see this half, so I'm hoping that it is. Okie doke. Grab a bag or two. Okie doke. Oh. You go up there so I can grab you the next stop. I bought this thinking, just seeing this part, I thought, oh, that would be a nice little blanket. It's not a blanket. It's a towel, which is all fine and dandy. And it worked for a night or two when I first got here until I could find an actual little light quilt. But I'm really not using it much now. Okay. There's a lot more in these that fits in here than most would think. Okay, I may have to sit again here real soon. Okay, I'm going to pause this while I take a break. I'll come back after I have the car cleared out. All right? Okay, just taking a moment. As you can tell, I am very flushed, even though I've got a hat on, so I know that's not just the sun. That flush is from the heat, and that flush is from my working in the heat. So one of the new things I did, so the hearing or the audio should be better, is I picked up this thing and the connection to put it on the phone. I'll have to show that to you later. It's too far, I can't reach. Sorry. It's just too far, I can't reach. I'm too exhausted to reach, honestly. But I came in, I took my, let me try and I took my carpeting that I usually had here to help me get in and out of the car without hurting my knees if I needed to. And I set it on top of the 4x4s that helped me to adjust this to this height, but this is really still slightly taller. I'm going to fix that this time. And I set up my fan, one fan on this side, one fan on this side, so I can cool off. And I'll talk to you later. I know I got some sweeping to do, but honestly, that means going into the house. So I probably won't get to that today. It'll have to be done another time when I'm at somebody's house with a vacuum cleaner or something. But I will just get the most of it out that I can by hand and leave the rest and work from there, because you can only do your best. And heat stroke is not taking me to the hospital today. No, thank you. Okay. Well, now we're starting to get some shade on this side. It took me a couple hours to have a break and to be able to have shade to work in. It's pretty rough. You can tell I've moved the 4x4s. I use those to bring the two levels that are in the Chevy Traverse up to be almost equal. But that's the thing, they're almost, but they're not quite. They really needed like another inch size board underneath. Well, I am going to try grabbing this 3/4 inch plywood that I've got and stretch it across that interior behind the seats and see how well that helps. It's a little bit warped, but my thought is that once I get on it with the pad, I won't notice it. I'm going to try the pad two different ways. First, I'm going to try it across the doors, but I'm trying to figure out a way to add extra height, because at my age and abilities, because it's really not necessarily about age, it's my abilities and my handicaps, getting up off the floor takes a whole lot of work. And if I have to do that while in the middle of the night when I gotta pee, accidents are happening. And I am just not in the mood for that. So I am going to have to figure out some way to raise that, even if it means grabbing a couple of cinder blocks, because I've got plenty of them out here on the property that I use them for making grow beds and such. So I can do that, just like 2 of them on either side, maybe, with space in between for shoving stuff under the bed, is my concept. I won't be using the plastic bins under there, because I've already seen, and I've only had them like 2.5, 3 weeks, that they're just not built for that. If I would have been able to get the old metal milk crates, those would have been just absolutely ideal. And if at some point I decide that this is the way to sleep, or that leaning up against the back seat, I haven't quite figured that one out yet, because if I do that one, then I don't have the front seat to put my cooler. I would have to like put it under the bed and make separate compartments and such to lift and get into my cooler whenever I need to, which isn't a bad idea. It's just something else I work on. But first I want to see if I can just build a bed going across. I sleep on my side anyhow. I'm usually curled up. If I can do that and then sit up with my legs stretched out when I'm working in there or whatever, that will be doing me just fine and dandy. But I do need to have the bed raised somewhat so I can get up and go potty during the night. So let's see what we can do. Oh, there. This has been out here during the rain, unfortunately. So if it works and I decide to build it into a bed with actual legs, I can always buy another piece, but this month it's not going to happen that way. So I'm going to go. This piece is 24 inches wide by 4 feet long. All the roly-polies go bye-bye. Did you know that roly-polies, their main job is to clean the heavy metals out of your soil? So I mean, if you've got them, at least you know they're of use. I mean, they bug you, but they're of use and they don't bite, which is always a nice thing. Go away, ant. Okay, it sort of works. Since it's really not long enough nor wide enough. I really should have cut this to match, but I'm going to make do, because hey, that's what you do when that's what you got. Let's see. Let me try this other piece in there and see if it will add. This one is 18 inches by 4 feet. Basically, when I got my my sheet of plywood, 3/4 inch, I did 3/4 inch because I found out that 1/2 inch will hold a 300-pound person and support them. So I just went above and beyond to make certain whatever I got would support me in case I had to do what I had done before and build up. Oh, definitely. Oh man, this is so freaking close. Come on, maybe if I slide it under a little bit. Okay. Unfortunately, I do not have a means of cutting this, and I know you can't see, but I will show you a close-up in just a moment. It is just like 2 inches too wide to go through that and this because I've got a slope down here. So I've scooted it underneath here. Now I'm going to try the pad on it. I know the pad is 30 inches. So rather than getting the whole pad, and I know this is 41 inches. And the fact is, I have a tape measure. I buried it with all the other odds and ends stuff. So I'm girl mathing this. This is about 10, somewhere between 10 and 12 inches. So it's a paint stirrer, the small ones. So I'm going to kind of measure this and see what I get. So if this is 24, my mattress is 30. That would bring it about to here, which would mean I would not have enough space to have a flat surface to fit my porta pot on, because it takes approximately 11 to 12 inches. So I'm going to have to try something else. Okay, what else can I do here? Because it looks like I need 24. It looks, well, I need the 41 inches. I have, this is 24, that's the same as if I had the other one in. It's really a bit of a pain, to be honest with you. It really is. If I could scoot this in just a little bit, if I had those 2 inches off, this would fit so much better. Just to see, I'm going to put you down there. Oh, let's see. I know that 4 feet is nothing close to the 6 feet that my mattress is. So I'm definitely going to be curled. The question is, if I curl up on this, oh, I am not going to be comfortable. I still can't stretch out my legs, even if I'm up higher and level with the door handle. And I won't be able to get out very well sleeping at that level anyhow. So, what's next, Donna? Oh, excuse me. I've got this back, but it really doesn't go back much. I'm going to pause while I think this out. So give me a moment. Yeah, so it's not going to work. Next time, we'll figure it out. Okay, I'm going to try and take this off of here. I'm sorry, but I really need this fan right now. So let me try and take this off of here, and I'll get you closer in to see what's going on. Okay? Heck, let me just move the whole tripod. You can see here what I was trying to do was to build steps and to make it so that I could lean up 1/3 of the bed against the rear of the passenger seat, put 1/3 of the bed so it's sitting on the get out of there, Grace. You know better than that. I can't have you where I sleep. I'm allergic. That's why she's an outdoor cat and why she was allowed to stay here. But anyhow, 1/3 was going to go across the cooler, and then another third was going to go across the bricks there. I was going to try and build the bricks up, but there's just so much weight there. I'm thinking my better bet is to go with the same configuration I had before, except instead of keeping it the 30 wide, I will cut the cushion the same way I cut down the 72-inch by 30 board so that it's 24 by 30. And then I will turn it the 24 wide so that I'll actually have a 90-inch, but I know that part of that extra will hang off the end where I don't really need it anyhow. I'm just going to have to give that a try, and we'll let you know when we get there. Yep, just realized that y'all never got to see the first time I had put it together. And for that case, I had these blue totes, or blue and black, whatever totes. I had them all turned the same direction as this one, which left it just about, well, these are 28, the mattress was 30, which worked fine. But as you can see, there's no way I can put 3 end to end in here. So what I will do is those first 2 will go the 24 length or width, and then this one will be turned sideways. It will actually make it the same length as it was before, but because it goes all the way to that end. But it will also give me space over here, since I'm going to take my suitcases and empty them out into here. This is my one for basic trunk stuff. The middle one is my art supplies and some things that I'm giving to family along the way. And then the end one is basically canned goods, foods that I can eat along the way without having to pay ridiculous prices. And since I will be cutting the boards and the foam to the same size, the 24 by 30, it will be easy to lay them out the way I'm wanting. And I'll show you once I get it set up. I may not get the sheet on today, but it is starting to get darker, and I don't want to not be able to get the things that need to be in the car with me for the night in the car, and it's just going to make it look messy in the meantime until I remove them tomorrow or the next day. So I'm going to stop there today. As you can see, I am now on top of these blue tote things, and as you can see, my head goes like this, and the only way I can drink water out of my jug is with a straw, which means in order to take my meds I have to get out of the car. However, I am now, with that board down there, I'll show you later because I didn't bring it in, it stunk too much and I want to wash it first, able to have a solid ground to put my porta pot on, and that will be very, very handy. Also to put my pellets on, or like a trash can or whatever to put my pellets in, and then use that for soaking up the liquids in the porta pot. Oh, right now I'm just so exhausted, y'all. It is so hot. I mean, it said it's like 92 out there. 88 feels like 92, or 89 feels like 92. Anywho, it's hot. My glasses will not stay up. It's hot. Far too much sweating. It'll be nice to get over to my daughter's house. That's about my halfway point. And when I get over there, I will be able to have her help me build basically 3 small tables with flip-up lids so that I can set them to the height that I need them to, and use stuff sacks to put stuff underneath, and that will put me down to the lower level that the crates put me at, because that was a good level. I could almost sit up on it, so that would be helpful, and because they carry a lot of stuff for that size where the crates are. I think I've figured out how to do the crates in here with me, and enough for 2 of my 3-gallon containers. But that's another day's deal, because tomorrow I'm going to the library because it's supposed to be even hotter and I need some air conditioning. Y'all be safe. Ciao.